All right, all right, all right. So I am excited to get into today's topic. Y'all love got some things she gonna tell you too, some stories and some info. I got some suggestions. You ready to do this, sis?
Yes, I am.
All right, all right, all right. We got this. So I'm gonna read from the cue card. Oh, that one doesn't have a back to it, so I ain't gonna show y'all that. That was for my Facebook watchers. But these my Oprah cards. See, y'all look, yeah, my Oprah cards, and I can see it in the taping when we videotape. Yeah, I got my Oprah cue cards. So this Oprah cue card says today's discussion topic is summertime safety tips. And we'll be covering things like remembering to bring your medication, being prepared for emergencies, community, neighbor, and pet safety, fire, water, and food safety, staying cool and hydrated, sun and insect repellent, and vehicle and driving safety. And let's just dive on right in there. I got a whole bunch of cue cards with a whole bunch of tips. So here's some common sense safety tips that we're going to go over today. And no specific order. We're just going to handle them how we do. So here's a statement. Stay safe during the summer. Prioritize hydration, excuse me, protection from the sun, and awareness of potential hazards like heat, stress, and water safety. Stay cool by seeking shade, wearing light-colored clothing, and using air conditioning or fans. Additionally, be mindful of pets and children, ensuring they also have access to shade and water. So I'm going to start with staying cool and hydrated. Drink plenty of water throughout the day. If you don't feel thirsty, you still need to drink and stay hydrated because sweating in itself is keeping you cool, but you're losing the water in your body. So you don't want to get heat exhaustion or heat stroke, and you want to make sure you stay hydrated. I did read that like 8 glasses of water is actually the target market, the target goal rather, but get as close to that as you can. And in addition to that, we will talk about staying cool. Seek the shade. Use AC and a fan. Wear lightweight, light-colored clothing. That is so important, John, because those dark colors is attracts the sun, and that makes you hotter rather. And I have a dark-colored dog, so you have a light-colored dog. So that applies there too. It even applies to people. Because dark-skinned people, we get more sun than lighter-skinned people. And we don't get as much like skin cancer from the sun because we have the melanin. I can't never get the word right.
We have melanin.
Okay, yeah, melanin in our skin. So like our white brothers and sisters, they get a lot of problems with the skin cancers because they don't have the pigmentation we have.
Yeah, to block them like shade.
Right, exactly. We just carry our own shade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, we as melanin people still need sunscreen.
How you cheating out my nose?
That's what we do.
Disco Dave, she always do that.
Yeah, always. Huh?
Always.
Yes, we do. We do that to each other.
Yes.
Great minds think alike.
And keep that thought. Disco Dave is in the house. I forgot to tell you that he ain't been in the studio with us. He always crash our show. Come and give him a hi on the cameras. Disco Dave, right quick. We love him, and y'all can tune into him at 3:00. He always plays some good music. He got his little disco vest on and everything.
Yeah, and then you two start dancing when I start playing music.
Yes.
We be jamming off of his
We sure do, yeah.
Body moving,
Everything.
good energy.
But I think this might be a good space for Disco Dave to speak a little bit about the effect of sun on the white skin. But you speak first about the importance of sunscreen, because I know a lot of our black brothers and sisters don't think they need sunscreen,
Right.
and they do. So we're going to let you talk in a minute. I want her to talk about the sunscreen. So go ahead, sis.
Well, I'm going to be transparent here. I was not a big fan of sunscreen because I didn't know we needed for our skin.
That part.
And actually, I'm still learning about sunscreen.
Mm-hmm.
Because I usually use like shea butter with some lavender in it, some eucalyptus in it, and that's like bug repellent.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
it's also like burning up your skin. Yeah.
No, I'm cool with it.
Okay.
You don't put a lot on it. You just give yourself that little shine and that oil, especially when you're in water.
You slipping and sliding all over the place.
But I didn't do no research on all that sunscreen
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not really into it. I'm not a swimmer, and most of the times you need that on when you in water and swimming.
That is a huge misconception, sis.
Is it?
Huge.
I just told you I don't know too much
And
about
you did.
sunscreen.
Thank you for bringing that out. You did preface that saying you don't know a lot about it, and you exposed a huge misconception that we need to address on the show. Because do you know how many of our viewers and listeners don't know that?
Oh yeah, a whole lot.
Especially the black ones, us, because we don't look at ourselves as needing sunscreen because we're dark. And we're thinking you only need it when you're in a bathing suit, and it's not. You need it all the time. And everybody needs it. And it's like a suggested SPF 30 or higher, and reapply regularly rather. We're going to do a little bit more in-depth in a future show about sunscreen, because really I'm just trying to get us prepared safely for the summer. But I will self-admit transparently, I ain't that into sunscreen either.
Right. See, I thought it was for light complected people so they won't burn.
I thought it was too.
You know, and get that dry peeling skin from being burnt.
Well, see, and that's cool that you said that. I was thinking that way until I started doing some research. And I've been doing the research for a while and been aware of it, but I have not applied the daggone concept. I gotta be transparent, y'all. We gotta keep it real here.
Yeah.
You know, the sunscreen is very important to know no matter what shade you are. Another misconception I had was that our white brothers and sisters don't need lotion because they don't get ashy. They get ashy, you just can't see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I do want to pass the mic to Disco Dave right quick so he can oh yeah, we should have just mic him up with the other mic. I'm sorry, John. You share, give us about 30 seconds to a minute of what sunscreen means for you.
Okay, I'm just with John Love. I don't use a lot of sunscreen either because I figure why bother. But see, I know when I get sunburned, I get sunburned, and then I peel, and then all of a sudden I get I never even had sunburn at all. So. And one quick thing, me and my grandparents and my brother, we went to Florida, and I paid the price. What happened was, my grandparents said to both of us, me and my brother, you better get some sunscreen on. Well, we were so ignorant. We said, no, we don't need no sunscreen. Well, we paid for it. We had blisters on our. In fact, it looked like I was wearing a necklace because of the way the blisters were. We didn't think that sun was that powerful in Florida.
Oh yeah.
So we found out. In fact, both of us got sick in the middle of the night. So we found that out. But we were hurting. It was like we were trying to get a certain way into bed on. Well, we had to get ice on. It was like, man, I was wearing a necklace the way it was looking. And all. But luckily it wasn't skin cancer or anything like that. So thank God for that. But but that's why I'm glad that I got to tell everybody on Facebook about that. So
and do me one more favor with the mic.
Yeah.
Let them know what color you are.
I'm white.
And it's very important because we are talking about the effects on your skin with the sun. Whereas most black people, if we won't get sunburnt like that, and it gives us a misconception that we don't need the sunscreen.
Right.
And everybody needs the sunscreen.
Even if you put just a little bit on you and all that. But again, that's the way with me. It's like I get sunburn, peel, and then back to being white. Like I never even had a sunburn. You
got some new skin or something.
Right, something like that. So here comes John Love.
Thank you, Disco
Okay, you're
Dave,
welcome.
for being
So,
transparent.
Yeah, I still remember that in Florida. Oh, boy, it's
yeah.
Well, he gave us some valuable information that we really didn't know how important it is
That
for
part.
the white complected, light skinned people, white people. Skin.
Yes, yes.
And a lot of us melon people, we can wear long sleeve sheer shirts and
like I got on right now.
color shirts, and that will still help keep our skin protected.
Well, that helps for everybody though.
From the sun just being directly.
Yeah, everybody needs to do that. Yeah, like when you I didn't mean to cut you off, sis, but you know how we get. We're excited. Like I have mesh. That's what it's called, mesh clothing, where you can your skin can still breathe, but the sun is not directly on it. And the mesh clothing can actually be dark colors because it's got mesh in it. But I usually try to go towards the light colors because the dark colors attract the sun.
Those more heat.
Yeah. That's why the sun is attracted to black people. But I guess we can deal with it better because I don't personally know anybody that suffered from sunburn as deep as you did, Disco Dave. But not black people. But I know a whole bunch of white people that I couldn't move. I couldn't even blink my eyes. They have told me some war stories.
Yeah.
Yes. So we want to tell everybody, it don't matter what complexion you are.
Sunscreen important.
Sunscreen is important.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Disco Dave also shared that he physically got sick.
From that. I mean, there's nothing to joke about. I mean, it's nothing to joke about. You got to take it very seriously.
Yes, because that also adds to that heat exhaustion and that heat stroke stuff.
Yeah,
that sun is there, and it's so weird because the sun is a great source of vitamin D if it don't kill you.
Yeah,
that part. It's so much. I want to jump in because I brought pets there. So pets, we got to keep them safe from the sun too. By nature, and thank God that he designed pets this way. Pets don't look in the sun. Don't ever force your pet to look at the sun because you can blind them. They don't care. They don't even know the sun is there. So don't be like, oh, cuckoo, just look up there. It's a bright sun with rainbows. And don't do that. They don't care about the sun. But one thing we do have to be very aware of. You all right, sis?
It went down the wrong way. That was funny.
Hey, sometimes I get one in. Like they say, a broke clock is right twice a day. So twice a day I get something right. All right, so talking more about our pet safety, things to consider. Don't make your pet look directly at the sun. They are not interested in it, and it could cause them harm. If you have a dark colored pet, remember that the sun is attracted to dark colors. Be careful. Dogs specifically, they don't have pores. They pant to get cool. Watch the rate of the panting because it might tell you that your dog is in distress. They'll slobber a lot. That's their way to cool themselves down. So keep that pet hydrated. And most importantly, because if you get a real summertime temperatures in your area, then that ground and that asphalt gets hot. The concrete, and for some unknown reason, the asphalt, what covers our roads, the blacktop, it gets hotter, in my opinion, than the actual sidewalks made out of concrete. And that is very bad on your pet's paws. If you see your pet going outside for a walk and your pet just start hopping and you're like, what's wrong with you? Boo-boo, what's wrong? Boo-boo's feet is on fire. Okay, so we got to take Boo-boo out early in the morning when it's cooler. Feed Boo-boo at a different time. You might need to change the feeding times. You don't want to take them out during the hottest times of the day. But if you just got to be out there with Boo-boo, you can get Boo-boo some shoes. Like Lady has shoes. You can, if you got grass near you, let them walk in the grass while you walk on the concrete. Give them a break because you can scorch the bottom of your pet's foot. And that is very delicate. It's resilient, but Mother Nature is very intense. And that blacktop, now you know what? I just figured out something. Why the blacktop is hotter than the concrete. Because it's dark. Yep. Well, maybe we need to start making white top. Okay, so
Then you won't need too many night lights.
That's
Yeah, right.
It would already be bright.
yeah, hey, you know what? We saving on some energy. We might have patented something. Hold up, keep it a secret, Dad. We can put it on Facebook, YouTube, over the airwaves. We done gave away the trade secrets, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get
Not to cut you off, but it's good to keep a water bottle or a jug of water with you so you can wet your dog. While your dog walking, they could be drying off and staying hydrated as well. And we as people, when my children was younger, a long time ago, I said, shucks, I still do it till today.
Mm-hmm.
If it's real hot outside, I will wet the back of my shirt to keep me cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it really worked.
I do that sometimes too, but you gotta time yourself right going into some AC, or you will freeze.
This is why you outside, because it's so hot outside. You're going to dry. It's just gonna help keep you hydrated.
But think about it like this. No, don't think about it like that. That don't make no sense.
It'll help keep you hydrated before, it'll help keep you hydrated while you're out there in the sun.
That's true. But
It'll help keep you cool too.
Right. But like if you say you out there and it start raining and you gotta go inside and you wet, you're gonna get cold.
Well, ain't no sense of wetting your shirt because you're gonna be wet in the rain anyway.
You know how that rain come up on you and you don't know it's coming. You be like, oh, you know what? I can't say word on the airways. I love the banner with you, John. I love the banner.
This is fun.
This is fun, boy. That's how we do it, boy.
Yeah. Ooh, especially yesterday.
Woo, boy.
Man, that was something yesterday, man. But I know when I came to the studio, I've seen a lot of broken down trees, and I wonder if there was like tornadoes around here last night or something, because there was some trees that were uprooted I saw today.
And you know what? That is a very valid point. And we gonna add to that point by saying we was in our own little weather frenzy yesterday between me and her. We was at each other. Turn right. No, I'm turning left. What are you talking about? We was just at each other yesterday.
We was at each other neck like,
yes.
And then have a normal conversation like it never happened.
That part.
That's
That
what you
part.
call a good balanced friendship.
Hey. If you ain't that close to your friend, you can't have a nervous breakdown at the same time. It's really refreshing when you can come back and talk about it, because that really leads to a good point of one of the things I was going to talk about here. Let me see which cue card is on, and I'm gonna mention it right now. It's about being a good neighbor. And considering the people in your community. Yesterday, even though me and John are not neighbors, but it just triggered me to think about people interaction as a whole and how the heat can trigger your attitude.
Yeah.
Or not just the heat, the rain, the barometric pressure. Because I think all that played in a role for me and her. We was exhausted. Our body was aching, and we had to get up a little earlier because we usually don't try to set up nothing until about 1 o'clock. Yeah. But we had a bit early, like 10. That means we had to get up at 8, and there was extras. And by the time we got with each other, it was like, But, I want to talk about, you keep going with that same momentum. I want to get to my card because I want to read to y'all what I researched about being a considerate neighbor. And sometimes your neighbor might be going through something because they AC broke and they might come outside and they might have to get some fresh air in the nighttime, and now they want to sit outside in their car or on their porch and play music at the top of the highest volume that they possibly can. Mm-hmm. And they out there making a lot of noise because it's summertime and they tired of being cooped up in the house and all that. Well, at the end of the day, you need to be considerate about the people that live around you. Mm-hmm. As a whole, the summertime brings us outside to have fun. Yeah. And that's okay. Yeah. But it's not okay when your fun disturbs your neighbors.
Mm-hmm. We have to learn how to balance it out because we are all so close to one another. And a lot of times we have to take ourselves out of our emotions and try to put ourselves in their shoes because a lot of people don't have air conditioners. They have fans, and they go outside to get cooled off in the shade. You know, remember when we used to turn on the fire hydrant in the summertime? I'm not that old, but I wonder, do they still do that?
I don't think they. I don't know.
I haven't heard of that in a while.
I haven't either, but I do know that, talking about that, they do have spray parks. Because when you said that, you made me think about the spray parks. But I don't know if people do that anymore. But I think that if you do that, it's not the right thing to do.
You can't travel for real. But they used to just come and turn it off and tell everybody to find something else to do.
Right. And they do have cooling centers. So know where your local cooling center is. But if you happen to walk past one that's already on, take advantage of it.
I would.
Yeah, take advantage of it for sure. Now, talking about water, I guess we'll go to another tip I got on here is water safety. You kind of alluded to it earlier about, going in a swimming pool and like having on your sunscreen then. But what I would like to add, and you can chime in if you want or not, Ja, is actually being safe around pools, lakes, and oceans. Especially watching our little ones, especially if you got a pool at your house. Because too many children end up leaving this world because of drowning. And that includes rivers too. I don't know why rivers is not on here. So any large body of water, everyone needs to be safe around it, especially our children who need to be supervised. And if they happen to be in the water and they're smaller children, go ahead and link them up with some flotation devices so they float. Now to my adults, because our children shouldn't be doing this, especially our older teenagers. Please don't do this, older teenagers, because it's not legal for you to do it, even if you're around water or not. Please be careful and mindful of when you're doing alcohol. And for our state of Ohio, weed is legal. So it's recreationally legal, and you can get medical marijuana. Be careful when you smoking and drinking. You shouldn't even mix the two with water. That includes your edibles, your tinctures, your drinks, in the marijuana league, and any type of alcohol. I personally suggest that don't even combine the two. You don't need to not have your situational awareness compromised around a large body of water. Because only bad things happen.
Yes, it throw your functions off. It throw your balance off. And when you think you only have a buzz and you okay, and when you get in that water, that's a different story. But I'm not going to say if you're a good swimmer, you can handle it, because a good swimmer can have accidents as well. So, yeah, we have to be aware of our surroundings and what we're doing. I agree with that.
That part. Especially
and stay off the cell phone.
Oh, yeah.
They are so distracted.
If you swimming in the water, you don't need to be on your cell phone.
Well, a lot of people allow their children to be in the pool, and they are sitting on the sideline because they don't swim. They don't get in the water. And as soon as they look down at their cell phone, it's a split second. Anything can happen to a child, because a child is very curious. And they unaware of consequences being so young.
That part, they are very unaware of consequences. And I watched a YouTube video of a lady that did just that. It was on her cell phone, but her kid drowned. And that lady got charged with involuntary manslaughter. Yep.
Wow.
That's called neglect. Let's keep moving with the kids then for a minute on safety. Check your daggone car when you get out of it.
Yes.
Especially if you're not used to having a kid. I ain't even gonna lie. When my daughter was little, when she was first born, I was in the kitchen doing something, and I went out to my car, and I got ready to go, and I almost left. I'm like, wait a minute, something ain't right. I'm like, oh shoot. I left her in the kitchen on the table on her little pumpkin seed thing. Oh, and she was so small, she wasn't making no noises and nothing. No wonder you need to make some noise or something. Like you could that child got left behind, but I get it. Like new parents or people that ain't used to having the kids with them. And if you're in a rush or something, and you're trying to make up time, and you get distracted and you forget, because it's a real thing, it can happen.
Yeah, your mind is so full.
Yes.
So full.
So full. And it's happened accidentally, and children have died, and it's happened on a purpose, and children have died. And we as adults, we have to be more mindful.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be more mindful. I know these new cars, they have features in them that when you turn off the car, it won't even let you get out. Check the back seat, check the trunk, check up under your seat. It's telling you check for pets, kids, and all that stuff.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a good thing. But for those who have vehicles who don't have all that features, if you think about it, put something on your rear view mirror to remind you of a child in the back seat because they could be asleep. That happened to me, 18 years ago with a grandchild. I never told their parent, but
well, I think now they might know. We got 3 cameras. We own the air live. Unless their parents don't live local, you out.
But yeah, that happened to me once before, because I wasn't used to having the baby with me all the time. I'm a grandmother, so my children are grown. And I got out the car and went in the house. Thank God it was not a summer hot day, and the child was not in the car that long. But it dawned on me, it's quiet in here. Wait a minute, didn't I have someone with me? So I said, let me go back and check in the car. My grandson was sitting in the back of that car, knocked out. He didn't even know he was still sitting in there. But I was grateful.
Amen.
So, you have to be very alert and aware. Because it's very easy to do that.
It is so easy to do that. I mean, and we just shared 2 stories transparently where we did it. And it's not just the car. Like I told y'all, that bundle on top of the kitchen table. So fortunately, she was not big enough to move around and make the thing move. She was only like 6 weeks. But if you leave one that's up there big enough that can move around, she could have fell off the table and got injured that way. So that's why we transparent here and getting to know, because these things happen. We don't want that pink elephant sitting in the room being there, and then the next thing we do, we turn on the TV, we turn on the YouTube, and now some parent that went through something we went through, but their child ended up dead. Yeah. My child is dead now. It's not because I left her anywhere, but I know how that would feel. And she would want to save lives, so that's why we're telling y'all these tips. Stay safe during the summer. And one of them I wanted to jump to that I would have never thought about was know what plants mean trouble. So what it's saying is, be sure everyone can identify dangerous plants such as poison oak, poison ivy, and poison sumac, and that's SUMAC. If someone touches one of these plants, rinse the area right away with soap and running water for at least 5 minutes. Now, I know in the Cincinnati area, and John, you remember we used to have a lot of problems with poison ivy?
In everybody's yard, on the sidewalk, hanging from the bushes, walking down the street. Yes, it was real bad.
And it's a quite beautiful plant, but it's really, really bad. It gets you broke out and hives, and if you have other allergies, it could possibly trigger those too. And remember they used to make us put on all that calamine lotion?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about poison oak or poison sumac. Again, I spell that SUMAC. I'm not familiar with the sumac one. I'm a little bit familiar with oak, but I do know what poison ivy looks like.
Yeah.
So I think that, when we do the TV show version of this, because this was one out of all these tips that I researched, it was one of the few that I was like, dang, I would have never thought of that one. I think it would be noteworthy of actually us putting up the pictures of these plants.
Okay.
Yeah, so people can recognize it.
But I'm going to be transparent here. I was fortunate. I never had the measles, mumps, anything. I had the chicken pox one time, and I probably had about 10 bumps.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. 10 bumps.
Yeah.
I probably had poison ivy maybe once.
You telling my story?
Yeah,
I had 8
maybe.
chicken pox. One. They told me I had 8 chicken pox. Okay.
Right.
I only had the mumps. That's the only one I remember. And
Right.
poison ivy one time.
Yeah, that was it. And we was travelers.
We was
Ooh.
in the poison ivy all the time, as much
Yeah.
as me and you used to do in nature.
Yeah,
I think we just built up an immunity to it.
probably so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our creator know what our journey was consist of.
Mm-hmm.
That we was gonna continue climbing trees and climbing buildings.
Boy, we used to.
So let me keep these 2 girls safe because they dangerous.
We love school so. Look, sis, we love school so much. Remember, we used to climb on top of the school building in the summer to eat lunch and watch other people play.
And grab all them balls.
And grab all the balls when they used to go up there.
Yeah.
So both of you were bad, right? I mean, naughty
we was real curious.
Yeah, we were
So we just wanted to have fun.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
we'd be up on top of the school building playing with the balls, tossing into each other, think we're playing basketball, and
Okay.
just having fun.
We were very athletic.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we went to a special school for athletics.
So were you involved in sports and all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And karate.
Karate?
Yeah, you got your black belt, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Oh.
both have black belts.
Oh, okay.
Now everybody
Now I gotta
knows.
watch
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Then I gotta watch out for you two then.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Because a lot of people look at me like, "Oh no, she's not a fighter. She don't do anything." But you know, I don't like to because fighting can accidentally hurt someone. You can accidentally kill someone. I have friends who had bar fights and other fights, and during a long time in the penitentiary because they accidentally killed their opponent for defending their self.
And then they got to carry the burden of that person's ignorance made them a killer. Whether they was at fault or not, you still carry that burden.
Yeah.
And like, I will say this as a fight. Now, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. But
Right, that one.
I do believe in Kenny Rogers. You got to know when to hold up.
Yeah.
Know when to fold up.
Yep.
Know when to walk away. Know when to run. You got to count your money. And I forgot the rest of the words. And the point was, if you can walk away and run, that should be your first choice. Get away from danger.
Yeah, and that right there doesn't make you a punk or make you scared. That makes you a hero.
Yes.
Actually, because you saving your life and maybe that person life.
And y'all, that part
You
right
know,
there.
because you might accidentally kill them. They don't know who they messing with because they think you scared or
Right.
you're not a fighter. You unknown, and overall, you a killer on the inside when you get put in that corner.
And I think we gonna ride out with this part of the topic for the rest of the show because we got about maybe 5 more minutes at least with this. So at the end of the day, because the summertime does bring people out, and I want to mention, like my daddy said, a good run would beat a bad stand any day. You need to walk away from danger if it is possible. Never turn your back on anyone, but remove yourself if you have the opportunity. If you got to make a stay. My daddy also taught me that don't wait for somebody to hit you because it could be the only hit in the fight and you go down and you never get back up.
Yeah.
You fight long enough to get yourself away from the danger. Don't stand there and wait to get hit back. I'm a person, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to hit you as long as it takes to disable you and neutralize the threat, and I'm leaving. I hope I get out of there with no kind of hits on me. But this is real nowadays because when me and Ja and even Disco Dave came up, kids settle disputes in the neighborhood with a good street fight. 5 minutes later, they're playing. Now they just settle disputes in the neighborhood. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and blow up the whole school, shoot everybody on the block, drive a car through the play area, make planes fall out the sky. It's just horrible right now in society. And again, the current political climate is not making it any better. And we have to do and get in and know we are dedicated to coming up with different ways to behave and overcome adversity. And I want to hang here, and I'm going to pass the mic to you, Ja, about talking about, neighborhood safety, and that includes when you barbecuing. Like, I'm going to say this last part right here. I had a neighbor where I live at who decided it was a good idea to sit under the building in the little place where the building made an L because it had shade. Now, where she sat was right up under my window. I live on the second floor. So she was barbecuing. All her barbecue smoke came in my house, right? So now I got the choice of either suffocating from barbecue smoke or closing the thing and have to turn on my AC. And that's what I did. But that's money for utilities that I got to spend. Now I can't enjoy the smooth air outside because you want to be a dumb you-know-what and sit right beside the building and barbecue. But it didn't end there, right?
Mm-hmm.
She created so much smoke in the building in itself from the outside that it set off the entire building's smoke alarm system.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's piped in directly to the fire department. So once they get a signal, it's no stopping them.
Right.
So to the people that monitor the building that sit in the office, I don't even know if they was realizing where all this smoke came from because it was just smoke everywhere.
Mm.
Because you know how much a barbecue could put up smoke. And this was like when she first lit it, it's more smoke then.
Yeah.
The firefighters came out. She's still arguing her point about why she thinks she could sit there and barbecue at this point. It's far beyond the point that you done made barbecue smoke come in my house and now my house smell like that. They had to threaten her to move. They had to take it that far. And it's like, that's common sense.
Yeah.
Like, so that goes under be a good neighbor.
Mm.
Don't do asinine stuff that can get you hurt or get you into a situation with your neighbor. So I'm going to pass the mic to you so you can give us some takeaways on that, job. You got about 2 minutes, yeah.
Well, common sense, everyone don't have common sense.
Check it out.
Yeah, they don't have common sense. So sometimes you got to realize you're not the problem, you're not the issue, they are. So figure out a way to not get yourself so upset and angry, and now we have a fist fight, a family fight, a bigger altercation than it shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times when you come to people, try not to come to them with so much anger. And we already angry people as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try to minimize the anger in the situation so we all can get along as neighbors. Because a lot of times when somebody get triggered, it's real ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it become real ugly. So let's try to be mindful and aware of other people who have their own mental health issues that going on. And we cannot resolve everyone's issues and their problems. We have to protect ourselves as well as protecting them by protecting ourselves. Not putting ourselves in those situations like the lady with the barbecue grill. Evidently, she dealing with mental issues.
Oh, no. I won't allow you to say that because she's not. That's just bad choices.
Ignorant.
Right, because bad choices and mental issues are two different subjects.
Right, I understand that.
And,
but she was arguing with everyone that came around her.
She was arguing her point that I can sit here in this point and sit in the shade and barbecue. It ain't just people with mental health issues that are problems.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. But
she didn't have one.
Okay, she was just one of them ignorant people.
Well, let me
feel
see.
like they could just do whatever they want to do.
Yeah,
So how do you deal with them people if you don't want to make it a bigger problem than it already is?
And that's a hard place. Ooh,
Yeah,
man,
and that's called dealing with your neighbors, and we're going to deal with a lot of that.
But I want to flip what you said because you made a good point. I was dealing with a neighbor that don't have a mental health issue, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But, when those type of people make those type of choices, it make you wonder how much common sense you got, right? And then you have people that have alcohol and drug problems that make those stupid choices too. Then you just got asinine people, okay? Let's just keep it like it is. So all of those types of people that are making stupid choices that directly affect you and potentially cause a hazard for you, you in a position where you got to protect you. Like I said, if your choices of what you do and be they wrong or right start to negatively affect me, I'm coming to you real straightforward, directly, and you know I don't play. You don't need to be barbecuing your barbecue grill right outside my window. You choking me out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Not to include, she started choking me out first. Then finally it filled up the downstairs and made the, oh, I thought I seen some flashes. Y'all looking over there like it's a fire. Okay?
We're looking at time.
Oh, thank you. Well, check me on the time. How much is that?
56.
Okay. So, that's a good point that you said. And I think that we really need to come back to this, especially on the TV show, because we're going to put up pictures and we want to put up how to be a good neighbor and how not. You know, because, and then the mental health piece, because sometimes it's mental health people making bad choices. But what is it? And at the end of the day, even if it's not mental health people, is somebody else making a bad choice if you have mental health problems or not? And it's directly affecting you and it's making it unsafe for you. You know that person is getting affected. They got the right to make sure they stay protected.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to put the kids' gloves on. I ain't coming out nice. I'm about to be nasty. And that's my thing. Quit hanging out in the streets when you grown, outside your building and all that, congregating, drinking and smoking and all this. That is not mature. And it only leads to arguments, fights, and stuff amongst the group of people you're with. You know, you touched on something that we really got to expand on, sis. The mental health piece.
But not to cut you off, but you have to realize too, them type of people are the people who help keep the world balanced, because that shows the good people what not to do and what they shouldn't do.
You're right.
You know,
It's always going to be bad.
It got to be a balance somewhere. So how you going to balance yourself dealing with these people and their misbehavior? So how, what are we supposed to do? Sometimes you just have to walk away and let the property management or someone else in a higher position deal with that situation, because you'll be saving yourself.
That was just the start of that topic right there. We are definitely going to visit that more, and we will show ways how to navigate yourself out of negative situations where you don't have to be confrontational. Because that was just one example of a situation you can get in.
Mm-hmm.
When you was talking, I'm like, man, I started thinking about, like, what if you in Walmart? What if you at the gas station? What if you here? What if you there? I'm like, that would be a good topic to cover, because more people are going to come out in the heat.
Summertime.
Yes. So where we at now? 58. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Always support. You can get at us at getting to know GiTK.org. We want to thank y'all for your continuous viewership, listenership, likes, comments, shares, follows, emails, texts, everything. Y'all stay tuned every Wednesday at 1 p.m. We're live here at 88.3 FM Cincinnati. We're live, Facebook.com, Get in the Know, GiTK. And we will post all of this on YouTube. We are off the air now here locally at the radio station. But I really just want to show love to you guys. And I'm speechless. I'm very appreciative. It's 2 years now. Let's just call it what it is. And you guys are still tuned in. I wasn't a Facebook influencer. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just knew that my daughter's legacy couldn't die. And I had to keep the Facebook thing going. And you all have been through it with us, the growth and everything. Y'all give us tidbits. I've gotten donations, everything. Your loyal listenership and viewership, you're spreading it and everything. It's amazing to me. It's so therapeutic. And it shows that people can bind together no matter where they are. Because none of y'all are local here. Y'all, like the biggest part of her friend base is in Georgia. Because, she grew up her formative years down there. Right. So these two friends that I named are actually friends that she knew not only from Facebook. Right. She knew previous to that, and they just all happen to be Facebook friends. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. But Ja, it's just amazing. Like, I got so much love. I was looking at the comments, the follows, the likes, and all of that. This is what I'm talking about, people. We can do this. We gotta stick together.
Mhm.
I'm getting through this because y'all. I couldn't get through this without y'all. For real. Y'all mean so much to me. If y'all need help in the Georgia area or other areas that you listen to, hit us up. Hit us up in the comments on the Facebook. Hit us up at the 513-806-5649. Let me shout out my girl down in Texas, Tierra's girlfriend, the last one she had. I hope your family is doing well. I won't put your personal business out there. Baby, I forgot y'all name because your name, Tierra girlfriend, but you know who I'm talking about because y'all had so many names. You know how y'all got y'all little
The nickname.
nicknames, right? In my phone, you saved as Tierra girlfriend, my daughter. So that's how I reply. So I don't really know her name, and I'm bad with names. But I want to shout you out. If I ain't call you out by name, forgive me. It doesn't mean I forgot you. I'm just bad with names. Okay. But I love you all. Please keep tuning in. Please keep me uplifted as I will you. And please, if you got something you want to talk about, you want us to do it on the show, please let us know. Like, you can put it in the comments, or you can go to our 513-806-5649. I know a lot of people don't like to email, but if you would like to, email us at getintheknow, GiTK, @gmail.com. And just keep in touch with us. Just keep in touch with us. And I love you. One love always. I'm going to give y'all a little hint. I like to keep it real too. I don't do too much politics. But you guys have really given me the support to start adding more content here. And I got some FAFO moments for y'all that I want to share. They're going to be very revealing and graphically, not nasty or anything. I'm just saying I'm keeping it real because I've been recording a lot of things, and I want to expose the things that are going on that very topic we ended on, where learn how to behave in public and around other people. So I'm going to be uploading something that I know you guys are going to find very interesting because of the FAFO moment. And it's real. So y'all stay tuned. I'm going to probably do it later on this evening. But until then, we love you. Y'all give y'all best friend a hug. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. One love always. We ended the live, baby. See y'all later.
Peace and light, everyone.
Oh, shoot.
That's
Oh, no,
okay.
no, you ain't gone. You ain't gone. I ain't always hit it. We can see.
That's okay. You just a little excited, my sister, and I'm grateful you in a good space. I'd rather see you moving fast and happy and grateful and being graceful about this than with your head down in the slump.
Yes.
You know.
Can't do it
Love
without you
my
either.
sister.
I love you too.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yes.
Yeah. Peace and light, everyone. See y'all next time.
To do the Junkyard Groove.
Unbelievable was Tierra upon her birth, August 10th, 1988. Unbelievable the Divine One chose me to be Tierra's delivery way. Unbelievable, Tierra's spirit is powerful. Her heart is pure. Her soul is unique. Unbelievable, now I'm touched by my angel. Tierra's love is in heaven for me. Unbelievable, our journey together. Our downs, our ups, our lows, our highs. Unbelievable, our journey together.
is eternity, mother-daughter love for life. Unbelievable, Tierra, I pledge to you with tender love and care. Unbelievable, your legacy will shine. I dedicate to you your foundation, Joy Air. Unbelievable, through space and time, Tierra's soul flies free as it soars. Unbelievable, with Jesus in his keeping. Tierra, now your place is forevermore. Unbelievable, you always say I love you, and I always say diddle with all my heart. Unbelievable, now our love is in spirit, is our rainbow in the stars. Unbelievable, I love you.
1, 2, take a little solo. One, two, and bring it down. Nice and gentle. One, two, everybody groove.
Dedicated to my baby, Tierra. One love.